Dandavats. Hare Krishna.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Happy to see you.
You
Happy
too?
and thankful that you accepted.
Oh, no, if I can, of course. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was last minute. So
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to put my camera off. I'm just gonna right here.
okay.
Dandavats.
Jai Hare Krishna Parama Bhakti. How are you?
That's Hare Krishna. How are you?
I'm very happy to see you again. I have a
I'm
question. When are the meetings in Brazil with
uh,
Madhusudana Maharaj?
every Saturday 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Brazil time or Italy time?
3 p.m. Brazil time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, very well.
I don't know how I can send you the link for the meetings. I don't know. Maybe Sevarupa because she. Thank you, Sevarupa.
Yes.
I'm sorry about my English.
No,
Problem.
I'm posting it on the Bhakti Zoom Connect, Bhakti Net Zoom or something. I'm
Okay.
posting those. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's on Saturdays, yes.
Okay.
After the Bhakti Yoga for Kids. So
It will
that for me, yeah, it starts, Bhakti Yoga for Kids in South African time starts at 6 Dandavats.
Jai Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I think it's an hour or two after the Bhakti Yoga for Kids, but I must just double check.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
send it to you also.
I'm asking because this is a great opportunity to advertise. Those who are following BBBC, they can follow also the program in Brazil.
Yes.
That's the reason I'm asking. That's very good.
Great.
Very nice. And after the program on Saturdays, do any of you go and visit the temple or this place where you're getting together in a shopping mall?
I think Lila Moy with the group of Uberlândia, yes,
Okay.
but we I live far than
Far
the
from them.
temple, far from the temple, but
Okay.
that's why it's so important to be together with the devotees on Saturday and
Prabhu,
another day.
welcome.
Yes,
So
Didi.
nice.
Here in Uberlândia, we have some program. We chant some songs. We honor Prasadam, and yeah, basic thing.
Very good, very good. Narotam Nitai Das and Dana K. Dana K, we should say Dana Krishna. You're a devotee. We feel you very, very close. And here is a wonderful Jivana Didi. We honor her with great affection. Most wonderful devotee. Dear Jivana, please lower your camera a little bit. The screen, yay, yes, perfect, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, we have India joining. I mean, Jacinto Prabhu is already here. Amiga Sindhu Prabhu, or is it your son?
That Dandavad.
Dandavad, it's you. Okay.
Calcutta today, so I will try to show some Calcutta.
Oh, that's very nice.
videos.
Very nice. Madhusudan Maharaj has very fond memories
Yes,
of
I think so.
Kolkata because he was serving there so many years with to Srila Govinda Maharaj. So he will remember very, very much of those days.
I was here a little bit, but even I can feel Srila Gurudev every corner here. It's like very special place, actually.
Yeah. And how
So
is
many
the
things.
veranda? Are you staying? Are you staying there?
Yes,
At the temple in Kolkata?
yes, of course. I'm staying in Calcutta Temple, and
Okay.
sir, no problem. I take this one. I'm coming a little later, okay?
Okay. Okay.
No, Didi. So I'm just talking to
Oh, I
my
thought it
friend
was
here.
for us. Okay.
No. So yes, we're staying in Dam Dam Park. Here is Sajan Maharaj,
Yes.
who was before was Ramanuja
Yes.
Prabhu from Venezuela. He's doing very beautiful service here, and he don't speak English and he don't speak Bengali, but he's very happily preaching every day. He goes out in the morning and comes back in the evening, and always preaching, distributing books, and have lots of friends here. So he's a very wonderful example of a devotee. And before here was some tension and different like parties and different like, I mean, still it's there, but Sajjan Maharaj like pacified everybody. Everybody's like easy now. Everybody's like having some devotional respect and giving like dandavats. So that's very nice to see his influence. Just like very sweet influence, because he's like very sweet himself person.
Yes, and always smiling.
Yes, always smiling, always laughing, like very, very, how to say,
A very nice
holy
mood.
person. Yes. So, but a little bit difficult to wake up sometimes in Calcutta. Calcutta is a bit sleepy.
What about the air? I remember that I used to go with a handkerchief, just like the masks we use now. Mine was a hand, and when I would return, the inside of the handkerchief had these two black, really black
I
stains.
remember when I first came here, that was before my son was born. In maybe that must be 2006, and then I remember the very first days was very difficult for me, because I would wake up and I would feel the air is so bad, I cannot breathe, and I understand it's everywhere. I cannot even run out of the city because it would take me a few hours to run out of the city. The air was so bad. So still like Radha and Ratnakar, they complaining, oh, the air is not clean. But I understand that it's much better because now more cars, like these more modern cars, so they do less pollution. And this taxi who are like old taxi cars that are doing them a lot of pollution, they're getting less and less. So the air is way more cleaner than before, way more cleaner. But still you can feel it's polluted. So
Jivanadidi, tell us some memories from Kolkata. Jivanadidi, tell us some memories from Kolkata.
we'll go first to.
Well, certainly many exciting memories. Gurudev being there and sometimes coming down from Mangal Artik. And I always remember that big bell that would go off at 4 o'clock in the morning as a reminder to get some Mangal Artik. Gurudev really always loved it when we would go to Mangal Artik. So we'd always try to be sure to do that. And the prasadam there was so wonderful. You know, Mangal Maharaj, he was the cook at that time. Yeah. And we'd be so amazing because he just worked so hard and he just did so much seva, and he was so kind-hearted and sweet about the whole affair. And
There's
you would
the
sometimes
bell.
Oh, the bell.
Yes.
The bell. Oh, that bell. Whew. But you would see him and he would be so covered in everything because he had to work in those with those fires and all the smoke and all the charcoal, and he would come out with the most amazing preparations. Oh, look there. Yes. Vrinda Devi. Vrinda scrubbed that floor one time when I was there, the whole thing. It's beautiful, my goodness.
Oh, I have to go like this, right?
Wow.
And Amiya Sindhu Prabhu, do they have the same pujari or they rotate?
Oh, that I don't know. That I don't know. I think pujaris rotate. That I think now is not so easy to find stable pujaris. Now we shall go to Srila Gurudev's veranda.
Okay.
We take all right. It's actually good.
Maybe in that area of the building, the internet fails a little bit.
Oh, really? Oh,
No, but at least
oh,
you're,
that's not a good news. Can you hear me?
yes, yes, we can.
Okay, good. So then maybe Jeevan Didi can tell us something, because I'm not very good in talking in English. Oh, Ratnakar came. Very good. Ratnakar visited Ahmedabad there. Вот здесь все заходили, кланялись Ahmedabad.
Jivanaditi, yes, please give us the tour.
So this is the original. This is original where Gurudev stayed for a while before he moved into the other.
The first
Before they
floor.
moved. Yeah, yeah. And there was another floor, one's above this, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because sometimes the ladies would stay up there. Bhakti Lalita would stay up there, and some of the other ladies, Jamuna, and well, we would gather there, all the devotees that came. We usually have a darshan with Maharaj in this room, and I just said so many wonderful things. And Shruta Shrava would be there at that time, and Yudhamanyu and Arvinda Lochan. So many devotees were there. I really loved that room. Madhusudha Maharaj, of course, was there. And we would all sit around. At the time, before they fixed it, this is after it's fixed, but before it was fixed, there was kind of like a big square empty place in the middle, right? Does anybody else remember that? And somebody got it fixed. So it was a solid floor there. It could fit more people, which was really very nice. And there's Gurudev's bookshelf, and also he would have a case there. I think there's a case there, a bookcase, all the different books there. And then he had a case of things people gave him. I don't know if they're still there, or they might have put them in the Centenary Hall area in Navadvip. Yeah, that case there to the far right.
To the right.
Oh, this thing.
Is it empty? I don't know if it's empty or if it used to have.
Some gifts are there. There's just
Yes,
so many
yes.
cows. Usually,
Right.
Usually the cow could.
Right.
Devotees
Right.
love to give Gurudev cow toys. Gurudev would say, "I'm a baby."
And one time when some of the Chinese devotees came, because they didn't know anything, right? So the gift they brought Gurudev was a bottle of wine from China.
Yes.
Which to them was a great honor.
It's still there. It's still there.
Is
It's
it
still there on
there?
Gurudev's veranda. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It evaporated. It's like maybe evaporated. Maybe somebody's taking some Mahaprasad. But it's like glass, but you can see it's still there.
Yeah, Gurudev really liked that, and he put it there. And he would put all the different gifts from the devotees there. And they would bring many funny things. Sometimes they would bring different toys or sparkler things. And Gurudev would just look at everything, accept everything. Very divinely, supremely generous always.
He lost his connection. And Madhusudha Maharaj has a little bit of trouble to connect. I think their internet failed.
Where is he now? Is he still in Hungary, or is he in London, or is he back in Italy?
He's not back in Italy yet. I thought he was going to connect from Hungary tonight.
Okay.
But I think there is a little bit of of a problem, because if he was already at the airport, he would be able to connect to internet.
Well, Hungary had good internet because they did the whole temple
The program.
installation, right? And that
Yes,
was
yes,
all
yes.
recorded very nicely.
Yes, yes. Very sweet program. Really sweet. Okay, Yasindu Prabhu is back.
Yay.
And we have Ekadashi and Priyanana,
Great.
Dhananjaya Prabhu, Nadia Priya.
Sorry, we got disconnected. Now we are back.
Okay.
Very welcome back.
Yeah. For sure.
And this is the famous tank number 10.
Oh, Team Tank.
Yes. Locals taking bath as always. And this is the new building, Sevak Bhavan building, also known as Judge Bari.
Right, Judge Barry House.
And I'm happy that the veranda, the current veranda, is here in this building. So it's protected and preserved.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Wow. Is that
It
Tulsi?
is still difficult. I was staying in this building, like holding the keys for a while, and after Gurudev left already, so all the senior devotees would come and they ask, okay, can I see Gurudev veranda? So I opened Gurudev veranda, and everybody would say, oh, can I take this, like this something? Can I take this something? How can I say no? And then somebody next is coming and say, oh, where's this? Where did this go? I say, this Maharaj take, this Maharaj take. Why did you give? I say, how can I say no? So this is the garden. Mangal Maharaj came to see us recently, and he was very, very much looking into this garden. I think he made this garden because he knew everything here. He said, this is the lemons, this is this. So probably he made this garden also. And he was also very emotional. He said, oh, I have so many memories. And as I say, even I have so many memories. What to talk about devotees and who stayed here with Shila.
Oh, Prabhu, before you enter the building, can you go straight to the back? There is a devotee from Russia, Danishta Didi, and she was taking care of Tulsi, and her job was wonderful.
Tulsi here in the back.
I thought it was at the back. No, it's not.
No, maybe no
just
Tulsi
at the
in the
front.
back.
Okay.
Only my motorbikes everywhere.
Paramananda Prabhu. We are in Kolkata. with Amiyasindhu Prabhu, and Jivana is giving us a tour. Amiyasindhu Prabhu is going to take us to the veranda.
I believe on that floor, that ground floor also, there was a multimedia center there, right? I think.
Yes, with the red carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was to arrange furniture. There were a lot of discussions. First, one devotee was trying to buy furniture, then another devotee, and this and that. Then finally, Goswami Maharaj, he took charge and he bought his style furniture. So there were a lot of designers involved. And this is the entrance. Here maybe Wi-Fi is not so good, internet is not so good, but this is the entrance where for some time Ramachandra used to sit, Manas Krishna used to sit here, be the Srila Gurudev's doorkeeper. And yes, after you get permission, you can come in. Swami Maharaj room is here.
Just a little note on the furniture part. Actually, it wasn't both as it is. So Goswami Maharaj took things in his hand with the blessings of Govinda Maharaj, because Govinda Maharaj basically say, whatever Goswami Maharaj does is perfect for me, must be perfect. So Maharaj went to the market and purchased the best wood available coming from Burma, Padu, very heavy red wood. And then he asked a devotee from Australia who was a carpenter, unfortunately I forgot his name, to build it from a scratch. So all those very heavy desks were built, and later on we all painted the walls of the studio, and then officially inaugurated by Maharaj. Srila Govinda Maharaj came, and then our morning classes for the Western devotees were held in that particular area of that media, what is it? A media, I guess, room. And Jivana, as you know, Srila Govinda Maharaj hesitated to move. Like so many devotees asked him to move when the veranda was ready, new veranda. But he would always stay in his veranda. And I was a part of multiple devotees' effort to convince Govinda Maharaj to move into new veranda, because it was already all beautiful, and so many devotees participated in making it very comfortable for Govinda Maharaj. But he, with great difficulty, he was convinced to come there, and he stayed maybe one day and then moved back. Then next time he stayed for a few days and then again moved back. Every time we're thinking, oh, it is happening, because the old veranda, as everyone knows, is very small, and the devotee group is increased in numbers. So everybody wanted to be with Govinda Maharaj, but sometimes it was impossible, and devotees would stand on the staircase in the old veranda. Really, it can get really crowded. No social distancing at all. And then, and then later on, I remember Govinda Maharaj went to Thailand, and I think after coming back from Thailand, shortly after that it happened, and he kind of permanently moved, more or less permanently moved to the new veranda, and that's where he stayed till the last moment of his manifested lila, and that's where Amiyasindhu Prabhu now. And oh no, I think it's the, what is it? What am I looking?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
okay. A lot of furniture though.
And you can see here's Srila Gurudev's personal collection of pictures. And I think this is Rishabh.
That's Sanatan Prabhu on the left.
And this is Ekachakra Hadai Pandit Padmavati Devi Smriti Kunja. When Gurudev was here in 2009.
Amir,
Never
you
bandwidth.
breaking up. Something wrong with the connection. I
Yes,
think
Yes,
you're
yes,
in a-
because here you need the Wi-Fi. If mobile internet is not working in this building, this very concrete walls, then I don't know, maybe I can go on the roof, but I'm not planning to talk much, so we can just show some pictures. But the best place is the roof. The roof is very nice place here, also mystical.
okay.
And Srila Acharya Maharaj veranda is here also very well maintained and taken care. So always used to stay.
Is that the tank number 3?
Yeah. Our bathing facility.
So somehow, by the grace of Govinda Maharaj, we developed a divine vision of Calcutta, which is very difficult to do otherwise. Because really, you can compare it. When someone expressed, if you want to experience hell on earth, go to Calcutta. Just go to downtown. There you will, have a little glimpse of that. But being with Srila Govinda Maharaj, and every time devotees would go generally to see Govinda Maharaj, everybody hoped, and you have to admit, all of you hope that he will be in Navadvip because it's such a wonderful place. But quite often, Srila Govinda Maharaj would leave Navadvip, and there are many reasons. He had friends in Calcutta, also very close proximity to hospital and to doctors. There were several very good doctors. And literally daily they would visit Govinda Maharaj. Also, Ranu Didi will come sometime. Laltu, his grandson, will come, and they will have very warm meetings. And so many other devotees. So anyhow, we just stayed. We would not go to Dham without Govinda Maharaj unless he is giving direction to go there, orders to go there. So we will just stay with Govinda Maharaj and try to develop a positive divine vision of Calcutta. And I remember sitting in Goswami Maharaj's room and we were discussing that point on especially a hot day. It was somewhere in June I came, and really it was blazing hot, and at the same time it was raining, and the Black River flooded the whole area. Everyone who's been there, you know what the Black River means. It's a sewer canal, it's not a river, and it floods everything, and it's black. And so many other things coming out of the water and from the holes everywhere. So it's not so pleasing. So we're sitting and thinking about it, contemplating about how to see Calcutta as a divine place of Mahaprabhu's Leela. Maharaj is saying, yeah, well, actually, Mahaprabhu passed nearby. He almost kind of caught a little bit of Calcutta on his way to Puri. So we can see that in that connection. Also, Sāraswata Thakur's Leela, Swami Maharaj, Leela, Bhaktivinoda Thakur Leela, and so many other Vaishnavas, and not mentioning Goswami Maharaj, Madhav Maharaj, God brothers of Guru Maharaj himself. So just starting thinking about those places, where it happened, what kind of Leela happened, really changed our whole vision of Calcutta. And I remember a few days later, I was with Akinchan Maharaj, and we were going to this, I don't know, famous or infamous dentist. I wouldn't mention any names, but he convinced me to accompany him. Really, that was the first and the last time I went there. And really, after hearing and remembering those places, the whole perspective changed. And I thought I was in a holy place, even though we went to downtown Calcutta, one of those apartment buildings built in 1960s. And I mean, really, it used to be called a Pearl of the Orient at some point. And then it changed into something else. I don't know what to call it, but we shouldn't be too offensive. It will
City of
change
Joy, you
again
can say.
at some point. A City of Joy, yes, here you go. Thank you, Anil. A true city of joy. Why? Because Govinda Maharaj was there. And really, it was just a short travel from airport to Dum Dum Park, tank number teen number tank, to be exact. Teen means 3, teen number tank. So you have to speak Bengali when you negotiate with the driver. And quite often I was fortunate enough to be picked up by Vaishnava Maharaj, the Shah Prabhu, who, disobeying orders of Govinda Maharaj, would literally steal or take by force the keys of Tata Sumo. Then he will drive to the airport to pick me up. And the first thing he would say, don't tell Govinda Maharaj. And the first thing Govinda Maharaj asked me when I would arrive, he said, Prabhu, how did you come here? I said, well, by car, Gurudev. Which car? Tata Sumo? Temple car? I said, yes. Who is driver? And then how can I lie? I mean, he knew everything what was going on. And so I had to say, I mean, I cannot lie to Govinda Maharaj. But anyhow, so many wonderful pastimes. Jivana and Praneshwar Didi, maybe you should say something. And Bhagavan Prabhu, he's been there many times, I bet. I mean, all of you can give beautiful memories of how did Calcutta Temple manifested. And I'm quite sure all of you did some collection in Calcutta. I was also fortunate to do collection with Ashram Maharaj and Parvat Maharaj. They would take me on board and we'll just go collecting. Quite an experience. I did my part in ISKCON time. Actually, I did quite a collection in Calcutta at that time, but it was different. Jivana Didi, any memories coming to you?
Well, I didn't really spend like large chunks of time. I would go for maybe 2 weeks. That was about as much as I did. And we did do the book fair, but was the book fair in Calcutta or was the book fair in Navadvip? Where is that giant, the big
Calcutta
book
was, it was all everywhere, but especially in Calcutta.
Yeah, I think we did. Gurudev really liked us to go do that book fair. We would go there and talk to people and see all the amazing displays of so many books. And he always really liked us to do that. And like Paramanand is saying, although Calcutta was such a terrible place, we always would want to stay there anyway because Gurudev was there. But Gurudev very frequently, he would say, you please go to Navadvip. And so we would go to Navadvip, but we would just go for a few days and then rush back to Calcutta, just the way it was. And we would have in this room, have those lovely darshans.
Jivana, something happened to your mic. Oh, okay. Now we can hear you. You were saying your lips moving, but cannot hear anything. Now,
yeah.
okay.
I could hear.
Could you hear?
Yes,
I could hear.
Yes.
And then we had really lovely darshans here with Gurudev. And also we would see so many of the illustrious personalities and beautiful surrendered devotees of Gurudev. That was one of the really big opulences also when you were in India, anywhere, but in Calcutta frequently, because everybody would generally arrive in Calcutta. So you would get to meet and greet and be around so many amazing devotees of Gurudev. That was always a great joy. And Gurudev always liked to hear reports when people would come of how they ran into his devotees somewhere, and the devotees were so kind and sweet and helped them so much. Gurudev always loved those kind of reports about his disciples and his devotees. So you could really feel that when you were there. And you know, when you're there with Gurudev and all these devotees, kind of like all your anxieties and things that are there kind of evaporate for the time.
Remember those months when devotees were not coming in numbers during the rainy season, the hot season. So Srila Govinda Maharaj would actually stay most of the time in Calcutta, again, because of the hospital proximity and probably a better electricity, and it's just more tolerable to be there. So this is the time when Shrutashava Prabhu would come, and he will drag me along really by force, like basically, you must come. And he's coming to Thailand, so there's no way to avoid it. And we would come at that time, and really Srila Govinda Maharaj appreciated the company of his dear devotees. And really, I could see how happy he was in the company of Shrutashava. Even quite often, it was just me and him and Govinda Maharaj, and Mahananda would come and go on the service engagements. And just basically three of us, and of course, local Bengali devotees. And that was perhaps the most beautiful time. And we didn't go anywhere, absolutely. We stayed sometime almost a month just there between temple, Gurudev's old veranda, or later he moved to the new veranda, and that was our Calcutta, our Tirtha. And then, like you said, he would tell, you go to Navadvip, you pay obeisances to Guru Maharaj, to the deities there. Govinda Kund, you bathe in the Ganges, and then you come back. He would always say, then you must come back. And like you mentioned, it was like being with the father. When you arrive, he would like to know everything about devotees that surrounds you, Seva life. Like if you're coming from Sokal Jivana, I think it's quite a conversation with Gurudev, because you will have to report on practically everyone's well-being. And there are quite a number of devotees. And really, Govinda Maharaj wouldn't listen to it just out of politeness. You know how people do sometimes? You're kind of supposed to say, or you're supposed to ask. No, he would really take his heart interest in listening of what's going on, asking for details. If he could understand some words, he will ask again. That means he's really paying attention. He really wants to hear about the pastimes and the seva life of all the devotees around the world, from wherever you're coming, which place you're coming, doesn't matter. And the gifts, the giving gifts, the dadati pratigrihnati part, that is also amazing, because Gurudev knew devotees will bring gifts, and that's a whole ceremony in itself, especially something connected to food. That would fascinate Gurudev the most, because he really liked trying something new. Like for me, he would always expect mangoes, number one, that was number one. And then whatever I would bring, it's fine. And I don't know, Jivana, what would you bring to Gurudev?
Well, also he would really always, we sometimes I would bring a big thing of ghee from Sunanda. She would make a big pot of ghee, and we would bring that. And people would send avocados with us. And but I also really remember Gurudev would always ask, what did you eat on the airplane? He always wanted to know what you ate. So, and where did you eat, and what did you eat? Was one thing he would always ask Udamanyu when he would come. He'd say, so what did you eat on the airplane? What did they serve you?
Bhagavan Prabhu, any memories of Calcutta and being there with Govinda Maharaj?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, to all the devotees. Prabhu, I was there by the beginning in the time of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and when Srila Govinda Maharaj bought those land to build the temple there, he was very happy and very excited about it. He was very, he brought us to show us what the land, and it was a Prapadna Krishna Prabhu, there was a Tirtha Maharaj who was taking care of the place by that time. And then there was, I think, in 1985, 1986, when Srila Govinda Maharaj bought those land there. And he was very happy because the lake in front, the kunda that was in front, he was showing us the situation of the location of the where it's gonna build the map. And then, you know, I just passed through Calcutta, and the way I was going to Navadip, because we never stayed there longer. We just passed through there. By that time, the Srila Govinda Maharaj was not living there. He wasn't living there, and we passed there only for a few hours, maybe one day, because we was passing in a way to go to Navadip, and then in the way back to go to Delhi, somewhere else. But we wouldn't stay too longer there. I mean, I'm hearing from you when Srila Govinda Maharaj used to live there. That's part of the story. I wasn't there by that time, because after from 1991, 1992 till 2010, I didn't go to India since all those years. So the past time Srila Govinda Maharaj there, living there in the building, I'm hearing from you that part, because I wasn't there in those times. I was there by the beginning. There was Tirtha Maharaj who was taking care always of the place by the beginning. When Srila Govinda Maharaj was building the place, there was Tirtha Maharaj who would always receive us and give us some prasada, and he always was doing nice service there.
But you saw the very beginning.
Yeah, but then when 2010, when I came back to India, I shared with Srila Acharya Maharaj, and then there was after Srila Govinda Maharaj disappeared from this world. So most of the time that I was there, I was with Srila Acharya Maharaj. There was 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. There was the last time I was there. So that part from Srila Govinda Maharaj, I'm hearing from you everything, because I wasn't there by it's nice to hear the Srila Govinda Maharaj was, by the beginning, he liked too much that area. He was very happy to buy those land there and build there. He was very happy. By the beginning, he was very, very happy. So this is a nice area. There will be a very nice temple for Srila Govinda Maharaj. He always say that.
Actually, you kind of reminded me about two things. One of them is the old veranda of Govinda Maharaj in Calcutta. By some reason, it came up in my mind. And the table of Govinda Maharaj. Jivana and Praneshwar Didi, I'm sure you remember what was on the table. Ami Sindhu knows. It was completely filled with stuff. And you may enter and you think, why is Govinda Maharaj's table is so cluttered? Just so much stuff on his table, apparently kind of useless stuff. Is this some kind of, I don't know, maybe in the middle of cleaning or something, but then you just keep looking and it's the same table all the time and the stuff only increasing, like month after month or year by year. And then I remember being there with Shuddha Shrava Prabhu, and then Gopal was cleaning the table. He was moving stuff and then he didn't put it properly or put something away. And we're waiting for Govinda Maharaj. He was resting. And then he coming out from his old veranda room. Immediately, he looks at the table. Immediately, the first thing. And then he calls Gopal and then starts chastising him in Bengali. And I didn't understand what he was saying. But Shuddha Shrava could understand Bengali. So he's translating and saying, oh, he's chastising Gopal big time. So for what? He just, tidying up his room. What did he do? He's saying that he moved things on his table and took some away. And Gurudev demanded Gopal to put them exactly where they used to be. And every single piece have to go back on the table. And I'm looking like, what is the significance and importance of that? And then Govinda Maharaj, like he understood what I was asking Shuddha Shrava. He looked at us and said, this is not just things on my table. He said, every item on my table came from a devotee as a gift. So first thing I wake up, I look at this table, I see those things, and I remember everyone who gave them to me. And I remember their seva life to Guru Maharaj. It is very important for me. And then I understood, See, my vision was so far from his. I saw clatter on his table. He saw a seva life dedicated to Guru Maharaj, of his friends, his disciples, his followers and well-wishers, fully manifested on that table, the whole universe of seva. The divine world manifested on that table in the eyes of Govinda Maharaj. That's why it was so important. And then another thing, since Bhagavan Prabhu mentioned Bhakti Prapan Tirtha Maharaj, first time when I came to Calcutta temple, I remember I had a very late flight. So I arrived by maybe almost 11 p.m. And I tried knocking on the door, and the staircase was open, but the entry into this area where the rooms are were completely locked. Nobody answered to me. So I said, what to do to myself? So I went on the roof and I slept on the roof. And of course, I was almost eaten alive by the hungry Calcutta mosquitoes. And they're nasty creatures, really. They're more nasty than anything else. Any other mosquito in the world, trust me. So I woke up very angry, very frustrated, really like super frustrated. Then I went down to take a bath and the door was open. And the first thing, I'm looking for the bath area, looking at the doors. And I'm seeing this one door. And it says, well, there's a little sticker that it actually belongs to Tirtha Maharaj's room and says Tirtha Maharaj in it or whatever. I forgot. Yeah, it said Tirtha Maharaj in it. And then there was a sticker. And that caught my attention. And the sticker said, why worry when the process is so sweet? And then I got this realization and I thought, oh, I have to adjust myself, really. The whole perspective, the whole situation, I really have to adjust myself. Religion is a proper adjustment. Environment is always positive. I try to remember all those Guru Maharaj's instructions. And it really changed the perspective. So I stopped being angry and I kind of became satisfied and actually almost happy, especially after taking bath and having prasadam. The two pastimes. And Praneshwar Didi, I'm pretty sure you've been there numerous times.
I was there early in 1984 and 1985, but it was just a station from the airport to stay there for a while, to take a shower, to have prasad, and directly to Navadip. But then when I returned, it was 2012 with Srila Acharya-dev. And in one occasion, I went the first time in 2012, I went with my daughter. And Srila Acharya-dev sent us to Kolkata to a book fair. So my daughter and I would go every day. Krishna Mohini from Salt Lake City, she was in charge in Kolkata. But we were the ones who were going to the book fair. It was 1 week. It was a stand that was offered by a devotee, very modern devotee. And he gave us a little table there. And we were happily collecting. We couldn't communicate in Bengali, but we tried to manage to give the message. And then it was for 6 days. So after a week, we went back to Navadip to give the Lakshmi to Maharaj. And Vishaka Didi was still there. And she was very happy. She was very encouraging because we were collecting there. And we were scheduled to fly back to Venezuela on a Thursday, and it was at 1 a.m. And we go back to Navadip on Wednesday. And in my mind, Thursday at 1 a.m. is tomorrow at 9 a.m. And we are on Wednesday at 7 p.m. So 1 a.m. was 5 hours ahead, 6 hours ahead. And for me, it was tomorrow. So when we realized, I said, oh my, it's tonight. We have to rush to the airport. And we had to leave a lot of things because we didn't have the time to to prepare the luggage properly. But it was such a sweet moment to see the veranda of Gurudev, to be there, to clean, to touch the pictures, and to feel the Shakti. The Shakti is there in that veranda. He is there, just like he is there in the verandas in Navadip. So, so special, so, so beautiful. My memories there are very sweet because they are connected to Srila Gurudev.
Right. And we also got Sripad Dandi Maharaj joining us, and Maharaj, by the grace of Ame Sindhu Prabhu and all the devotees here, because it's not just a camera view, it's also a heart view of the place we're in. That is coming to us by the grace of all the Vaishnavas, Jivana, Bhagavan Prabhu, Praneshwari Didi, Ame Sindhu himself, and other devotees been present. So we're visiting Srila Gurudev Tirtha in Calcutta, which is Dum Dum Park, thing number 10. Our beautiful temple, which is a transit station.
Maybe it's because you're driving.
Does a transit station for all
It's the
devotees.
connection. It's because
And
you're
another thing I
driving.
just remember to his. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you again.
Oh, okay, I think I went through this sort of particular area. What did you hear the last?
Nothing.
Nothing. Did I mention
Yes, you
Dandi
just
Maharaj?
joined us, and then
You were presenting Dandi Maharaj.
Oh, okay. So
introduction.
okay, I did that. Okay, at least this I did. So I'm not at fault of not doing that. But I was just saying that by the grace of Ame Sindhu Prabhu and the devotees present, because it's not just the camera view or being in that place that can give us darshan, but also the heart expression, the heart darshan from the heart of the devotees can give us this feeling of Govinda Maharaj and his lila and all the devotees' lila in that particular tirtha, which we are in right now, which is Dum Dum Park, tank number 3 of our beautiful Sri Chaitanya Sāraswata temple, which was originally conceived as a transit station for all the devotees. And everyone used it, I'm pretty sure, like Praneshwari said. I came there for a night, and the next morning I left. But later on, in the later years of Govinda Maharaj, we stayed there longer with Srila Govinda Maharaj, sometime few weeks. So what reminded me is how Govinda Maharaj includes everyone into his family circle. Because being there, you need to go to the city, for example, you need to go to the market sometimes, and he wants you. He kind of wants you to have fun, like a grandfather or father wants his children to have fun. So sometimes we come and we say, Govinda Maharaj, we're going to the market. And then he would suggest places for lassi, places for sweet, where to find some really good stuff in Calcutta. And really that introduction would also come with lots of stories of his own when he was there. And sometimes he will tell us about the places where he would go while he's distributing back to God magazines or attending some Vaishnava Sangha on orders of Srila Guru Maharaj. So you're basically coming to say, Govinda Maharaj, I'm going to the market, but then you end up staying with Govinda Maharaj and hearing those wonderful pastimes for another 1 hour. And then you'll get all the recorded, and then he will make sure that you don't overpay. Taxi have to be this much, and you can take, he will give you the cheapest way to get there, which was not always the most practical way, but certainly. And we should, actually, we didn't follow, I have to confess, not always we follow Gurudev's instructions because things did change in Calcutta, but we should have followed, taking the ferry across the Ganges and all of that. We would always try to shortcut things. But really, it was just like being as a member of a family, and Govinda Maharaj, a heart would just envelop you. It's amazing experience. especially when you're there in a small circle and there are not so many devotees, because when there's a lot of devotees, then Govinda Maharaj also feel a lot of seva pressure. So he needs to make sure that everything is arranged and everybody is happy. So Maharaj, that was just a short review of what we're talking about, but wonderful things from Jivana. It can be heard later on. And Praneshwar and Bhagavan Prabhu. And I don't know who else is present. I haven't looked. Oh, we have Ajita Krishna Prabhu, maybe. He's been there with Srila Govinda Maharaj. Maybe Shripad Dandi Maharaj was there. Maharaj, any memories about our Calcutta temple? Kṛṣṇānuśīlana Sangha.
No, yes, I was here, but after Gurudev, unfortunately. So I do not have remembers with Gurudev being in Calcutta, but I was after. I remember this as a good community of devotees, especially good, but actually I do not have much memories. It was not so long for me being in Calcutta. It was very periodically. But I remember Krishna Shamasanta. Of course, we will have sometimes, maybe one day when we was staying here. Not so much memory. But sweet, visiting Gurudev's room, of course. And having Harikatha, Gurudev Katha in this room with our senior sannyasis. That's my remember sweet memories, but very little. Unfortunately, not so much.
Anyhow,
But
Praneshwar,
still-
did you were yes, Maharaj.
Yeah, but still, we of course feel Gurudev presence in this holy dham, of course, holy place. Gurudev preaching and worshiping his deities in Calcutta temple. It was many years ago, actually. Many years, maybe 10 years ago. Well, usually.
Once, can I say something now?
Please,
Yes.
please.
Yes. Once I was here, we were staying. I actually stayed lots of time in Calcutta. I'm thinking many times I stayed here. One time I was staying here all alone and I got very sick. And I got so sick, like I couldn't stand up out of bed for like days. And I was just staying here all alone. And Goswami Maharaj was passing by. And he had to go somewhere. And when he saw me, he canceled his trip or delayed his trip. And he had to stay a few days with me. And he was like personally giving me medicine. Like we brought some doctor gave some medicine. He studied this medicine on the internet and checked everything. And he was taking care of me. And every day he would tell me stories like about his life. And he told me many stories, like personal stories about how he was preaching in Russia. And that was very wonderful time, actually. It was very surprising for me to see Goswami Maharaj from this like very personal and caretaking side. So he was like very like a father to me, like very new perspective and very personal. And we spent very good time. And then I felt like I got better. And when he was leaving, he hugged me, and that was also very, very special. And one time, many stories here. And one time we were staying here, and Rakar, my son, he was very young, and I wanted to be present on this morning darshan with Srila Gurudev, but I didn't know if it's okay if I can, bring the young, like the newborn baby. So I asked Shravan, and my English was not perfect. So I asked Shravan before entrance. I came with my son and said, Prabhu, can I keep the baby? Can we keep the baby? He looked at me and Amrita and said, yes, you can keep the baby.
Well, he was thinking you're thinking of disposing of your baby or something.
Yeah. So I came and he laughed and said to me, yes, you can keep the baby, no problem. So I always, when I come to this class, I'm always, it's one thing comes to my mind that he gave me permission to keep the baby. And one time we were here, and Srila Gurudev was already feeling very sick. When he was staying here, he couldn't even give darshan for like maybe 1 month or 2 months. It was a very big gap, and devotees were staying here and they were waiting for darshan, but Gurudev couldn't give. And I think that was like that day when also we were leaving or something, and that was like by our good luck. That was also then one day when Srila Gurudev said, like, I want to have meeting with devotees. So there was one darshan after a long time, and they put me in front. And then I spoke with Srila Gurudev only 2 or 3 times in my life, very briefly, like very few words. And 2 or 3 times I spoke with him, and that is the treasure of all my life. And it gave me like so much. And that time we were sitting in front of Srila Gurudev. They put me at his lotus feet, and I was sitting there, and Srila Gurudev, he just asked me like which train I'm going, and is it Rajdhani or this train or that train. And then I explained this Rajdhani from Shialda, and then he was feeling very weak, so he couldn't continue talking. So we were sitting just in silence for like a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, something like this. And then Srila Gurudev said, he apologized. He said, I'm like, sorry, I cannot even talk. Like you all came here and I cannot talk. And I'm usually very shy with Srila Gurudev, and I just didn't know what to say. But at that time I said, like very nicely, suddenly some good English came to me, and I said, Srila Gurudev, we don't even have to hear from you anything. You don't even have to say anything. Just seeing you, just being with you, all our life is transformed, and all our like lives before and lives after are transformed. Like all our just nature of our being is transformed. Something like that. And Srila Gurudev looked at me and he said, yes, this is my fortune. So he like admitted he's like that. He said, yes, this is my fortune. And then somebody called Srila Gurudev after a while, and he answered a mobile phone, this like foldable Motorola that Avadut Maharaj gifted him. And talking about gifts, always when we were going to India, Avadut Maharaj would think for some new phone to give to Srila Gurudev. So we bought so many different phones, like always, every time he wanted to bring him some new phone, this Motorola, that Motorola. That was before iPhones and Nokia, and somebody called, and Gurudev opened that phone, and he was trying to listen, but then that was not a good, something was not a good news, so he just got even more upset than, and he started feeling not well, and the darshan was done by that moment. So that was my experience, and then we came out. I remember Jamuna, she came to me and she said, oh, you spoke very nicely. You said very clear like what you wanted to say to Gurudev. So that was very encouraging for me also to hear from Gurudev, those devotees, some improvement. And yeah, so that was amazing. Every time this Srila Gurudev Darshans, it was like flying to different reality, different plane.
So sweet
And you still
memories.
feel like that every time I'm coming to Kolkata, I feel so much connected with our family. Every time I'm coming here, I feel like, oh, I can stay all my life here, and I will be super happy, and I will be super nourished, and I will be like, it's like staying with, for me, it's like staying with Srila Gurudev. And it's like Dandi Maharaj said, it's been like 10 years, I don't know, maybe now is what, 12 years or how many years ago it was here, but you still feel Srila Gurudev, you still feel our Chaitanya Sāraswata devotees family here, and it's a very nice place actually. And
Yes. The memories are fresh.
yeah.
They're not stalled.
Yeah,
So they're fresh.
and it's not actually only memories. It's like Praneshwar is saying, it's Shakti. Some divine Srila Gurudev Shakti is still here. You can you feel it. It's in the air, and that is very interesting. Actually, very mystical.
Praneshwar Didi, one last thing I will say, that's just about so many dramas happened in Calcutta that we witnessed with Srila Govinda Maharaj. He liked dramas, and we know that he likes like Bengali dramas sometimes, but he can create his own perfectly. And sometimes he needed excuse to leave, because when he's in India, so much service is there for him, and so many devotees are relying on his presence. But he needed a good excuse to go sometime, to start his tour, not necessarily a world tour, but at least short tour. So that happened in 2008. It was actually, no, oh yeah, it was maybe, yeah, yes, no, 2009, excuse me, 2009. So I was there in June again with Srila Govinda Maharaj, and then suddenly there's a lot of commotion, and I'm with Shuta Shrava in the room, we're all running out, we're looking at the devotees running here, they're asking what's going on. Oh, Srila Govinda Maharaj is having a heart attack. He's having difficulty breathing. And we're like, oh, really? So we're rushing into veranda, and Gurudev was there, and he's looking quite sick, and really trying to say, oh, take me to the Apollo hospital immediately. So somehow I ended up in a car with Shuta Shrava, Ashu Maharaj, and Mahananda. Mahananda is driving. So I went to Apollo and taking Gurudev to ICU room, really like a full emergency situation. Then Mahananda is parking the car, Ashu Maharaj is dealing with the doctors, I'm staying with Gurudev in the emergency room. So I'm there massaging his feet, massaging his arms, trying to make him comfortable. And then I'm just noticing that he's very relaxed. Like the whole drama is going, he's just relaxed. He's just looking around and then feeling quite comfy. And then I don't understand, I just keep massaging till he says stop. And then he turns to me, he's lying on the bed, he turns to me and says, Paramananda, in a few days, you go back to Bangkok. And I'm like, what? Why? And then, you arrange everything for me, I'm coming, like in a couple of weeks. I said, Gurudev, but you're like in the emergency ICU room. I mean, what's going on? And then I realized, oh, stupid me. He needed that emergency situation somehow to make it, because everyone knew every time he would go to Thailand, it's like a miracle. Even like they literally, Madhusudana Maharaj would call me and said, now his life is in your hands. It's a great responsibility, Prabhu. And I'm like, thank you. I mean, really, you have to say that? Like making my life even more harder now. So, but every time he would say that, and I feel so heavy. And actually, Gurudev was all 2008 and 2007 was smooth, but 2008, 2009, his health wasn't good when he arrived. And 2009, Goswami Maharaj thought he is going to leave his body. It was that emergency. But by a miracle, his health would just get better. And a few days later, he's walking, he's laughing, he's joking, he's eating. So that's why he really wanted to come sometime and put some distance from all those things that were going on in Calcutta, in Navadvip, and really it was not so easy for Govinda Maharaj to accept and to manage it at that time. But anyway, that's one of the dramas. So yes, of course, I left for Thailand and I arranged, and Srila Govinda Maharaj came. One of many. There are others that are good to remember, but not so good to tell. Using words of Govinda Maharaj, not in a public meeting, but they're very humorous. Also, numerous meetings of Ranu and Laltu, and really when you again feel you're not only included into the whole devotional family, but Gurudev make you feel that you're included into his private family. Ranu Didi is his daughter, and Laltu is his grandson. Really have such a sweet relationship, very sweet. Service mood of Ranu. She would just come and care of her father, and allowed to loved Govinda Maharaj unconditionally, and Govinda Maharaj loved him back unconditionally. Anyhow, I think we're way over time, Praneshwari Didi.
Yes.
And we're just remembering Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, keeping him in our hearts. We're trying to glorify Govinda Maharaj and see the Dham with the proper eyes, with the proper set of eyes. And that is only possible by the grace of the devotees. They are giving us that vision. Otherwise impossible. So again, endless gratitudes, and very much indebted to Ame Sindhu Prabhu, taking us to all the holy places.
Yes,
And everyone
very
else.
wonderful. Yes, and just in case Maharaj has the time to watch this recording, he has a special dandavats from Madhuchanda Didi in Veracruz. Very special dandavats from her, from Jagamohini, from Nirupama, and Anadi Krishna Das in Morelia, in Michoacan, in Mexico.
Any dandavats from Madhuchanda are special dandavats. So you don't really have to mention that.
Yes, she's very
She's
sweet, and she
Madhuchanda.
has reacted so wonderfully, so peacefully, such a wonderful feeling of, okay, I accept, everything was done according to the instructions of Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, put the Bhagavad Gita on his heart and sing, and put Charanamrita on his lips. So everything was perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much, Amiya Sindhu Prabhu. Thank you so much, Jivana and Paramananda Prabhu and Dani Maharaj and Bhagavan, for those beautiful memories and details. We are really relishing every moment of today's talk. Thank you so much. Bless you all and see you soon.
Dandavats.
Dandavats. Thank you so much.
Dandavats.
Dandavad.
Dandavats, yes.